And I think that I really appreciate about Hans here is the following. So pay attention to him. He established that he knew that this matchup is quite difficult. And he was like, okay, let me just try to walk up and try to throw a Q. I'm not really losing anything because the minions didn't even met. Poppy wants to do something here, but the Drake is down. So this is quite dumb what Poppy wants to do, especially because Zinzao is not in position. They got the Drake, so there is no reason for us to fight, blah, blah, blah. He's hovering Poppy. He's like, okay, Poppy, if you want to go in, flash a play or like make a play, I can be here. But he's like hovering like, hey, I don't want to do anything. He's showing that he doesn't want to do anything and just hovering Poppy from behind. And this is another thing in low elo, like just showing your support the way you want to play. What's going on, guys? Besides here, and today we're going to analyze Han Sama, G2 Sama, one of the best, if not the best AD carry in Europe. We will see what applies in your rank and what he uses in Challenger to win. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to do an AD carry decision-making breakdown, and everything that he's going to do, I'm going to explain to you why he's doing it and whether or not it can work in low elo as well. Some of the tips, as you might know, they don't work in low elo, but some of the tips that we use in Grandmaster, Challenger, you can also use, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So just a breakdown of the matchup right now. We have a Varus with the Poppy against Seraphim Ezreal. This is a little bit of a draft gap because the draft gap means they have just a bit more range and Poppy is not really able to go in. So we will expect that Hans is going to lose this lane. This is why he opted for lethality, because on hit, playing on hit against such a like long range composition onto the bot lane with a Poppy, if he had a Nautilus or someone that can like have an easier way to engage, sure, it can work. But with a Poppy, he just doesn't really have enough engage, so he just wanted to ensure that he has a little bit of range with the Arcane Comet. He does start the Q. Q has a bit more damage on the level 1. It is a bit also less cooldown, and it's only 50 mana. I think starting E is in most cases quite bad. More mana, less damage is not so good in my opinion. We see the normal standard runes. He goes for HP per level, like HP flat, attack speed 80, and he goes for Jack of all trades and magical footwear. Going for Scourge, he obviously tries to cover here. He tries to ward the brush as per usual because he's probably going to give push since he has a melee versus ranged ward. So he wants to make sure he sees when Seraphim goes into the brush. So let's see what he uses right now. So we will expect him getting pushed in. Let's see. He has a weaker support. Obviously, these people are Grandmaster Challengers, so they're quite decent as players. But he has quite big draft gap. Poppy can't really do anything in this lane. So we will expect that Hans needs to make the difference because all players are good in this game, but he has worse matchup in the laning phase. So we'll see if he can do something. So obviously, Q's from the brush, try to maintain the push, and he tries to avoid poke. What I like about Hans here is that he's like really good at understanding his matchup. It's like, I don't want to trade level 1, but if I can sit into the brush and charge my Q and get a free Q on them, I will do it. But obviously after I do it, I need to get the push and I need to make sure I actually stay max range of the Seraphim. As we can see, he's avoiding to trade because he has a Poppy. If he had a Karma, he would actually walk up and hit her, the Seraphim. But now he wants to 1, minimize poke, and 2, get the push. Now Poppy actually goes in, which, yeah, this is going to result into them losing push most likely because it is Seraphim. So obviously goes from the brush again, tries the Q, then he gets punished. We can see Poppy can't really do anything. I think this case is really good because you in low elo, you very often have bad supports. And you're like, oh, besides, how can I play with a bad support? You know, I can't do anything. It's the same matchup here, right? I mean, obviously, I'm not saying the Challenger Poppy is a bad support. I'm just saying they have a significantly worse matchup, which in high elo, it matters a lot. In low elo, if you have a bad matchup, I mean, you can still punish your enemy because they will just make mistakes. But in high elo, like a big draft gap on the bot lane, it can mean just a very tough laning phase. And it can mean no counter plays. We can see Hans is level 1. Poppy is level 2, he was zoned out of XP. He's trying to minimize poke, he's trying to use his Q on the Ezreal. But yeah, it's just really difficult to play 1v2. I think what he could have done better is just play even more safe. I feel like just these trades that he's doing like 50-50 with Ezreal are quite bad. Can he use this Q? Okay, so that is pretty close. Let's also have a bit some sounds here. Always work. Okay, let's see what's gonna happen here. Yeah, I'm wondering what he's gonna do at this point because it is pretty tough. They're both low, and what was good actually with this trades is that he's actually trading mana. So Seraphim mana is getting like quite low, so that is like quite good. But at the same time, they do have Poppy. So again, I don't really see how Poppy can actually walk up. So what Hans should do here is he should go for a base recall after this wave, on the next wave. We don't know where is the Viego. This is why he just hovers left hand side. So let's see if he's going to push. He's most likely going to push this wave and he can look for a base. The only reason why I think he shouldn't base, well, there are a few reasons here. I mean, obviously, he doesn't really have a perfect buy, even though he can buy tier 3 field, which is quite good. Xin Zhao is bot side, and most likely we see that Viego actually pats towards top side. How can we know this? Well, we can see that he actually ganked mid, and after he ganked mid, he has 12 farm. He obviously farmed all of his bot side. He's going to pat towards top. Or Hans Sama is obviously knowing this and counting this and thinking about this. So right now, huge fight was actually happening on the mid lane, and now Hans Sama is thinking about that. So I think if he's not autopilot, which I don't think, I hope he's not, I don't think he should recall. And I know a lot of the low elo players will say, yeah, get a free recall, look at him, he's low mana, low HP. But just from a high elo perspective, like a challenger player here, I believe he should stay. The Ezreal needs to recall more than the Varus needs in terms of resources, HP and mana. We have strong side from the jungle. We know Viego is top side. So I think he should stay. Obviously, in low elo, can he do this? I think you can do this. I really want to see if he actually recalls, because if he's moving his camera onto the Ezreal, yes, awesome, lovely. And now he's gonna Q and kill him, right? Okay, he doesn't actually kill him, but you guys see what I'm saying. Like, challenger players are smart. So I think even with Grandmaster and Master, low elo players are very like basic. Oh, I get a free recall, you know. Yeah, but they're low into the tower. Can you pressure? Do you have enough mana? Yeah, okay, so then you can stay. Obviously, you're not putting yourself into huge risk, because we talked about the jungle and we talked about, you know, the mana of the Seraphim. Like, there was no risk, because if there was, then he would have recalled. And now he just pushes the wave. Ezreal had to recall because otherwise he would get dove. He knew this is always bot lane. Easy peasy. This is just basic knowledge. We see Hans Sama didn't actually immediately saw these decisions, because a lot of people are like very hard on themselves. Like, hey, I make the correct move, but I don't make it fast enough, or I'm slow with decision making. Don't worry about it, because as long as you make the decision relatively fast, and we saw what relatively fast meant, like Hans Sama recall for like 2-3 seconds, but it still cancelled his recall and he still took the correct choice. And if you're stuck in low elo and you think that the only reason you're stuck in low elo is because you're slow, I think there might be a chance that you're just not taking the good decision. You're not taking the right decisions, and that's what's holding you back, rather than, oh yeah, I can do it like a little bit faster. Are you an AD carry main who feels like no matter how well you play, win the lane, make good decisions, play mechanically well most of the times, but you still have no real impact? You crush it one day, win 5 games in a row and feel unstoppable, but the next day you lose every single game and start doubting yourself. Am I even a good AD carry? What can I do if enemy top lane and mid lane are so fed? Imagine a world where you never let the lead slip away. You know exactly how to push your advantage, exactly when to rotate at the right time, and how to control objectives so you can snowball the game. A world where, as AD carry, you don't feel forced to make risky plays and you don't drop your lead. But you don't have to imagine it, you can make it a reality. This is Martin. He was grinding games, watching guides and trying his best, but none of it seemed to work. The problem? He was focusing on the wrong things. You don't improve just by playing more games, you improve by fixing the small mistakes that cost you wins. And that's a problem that most AD carry face. From Platinum 3 to Diamond in 2 months. Billy found himself making the same mistakes over and over again, engaging at the wrong time or mispositioning in teamfights, dying for no reason, and he even knew some of the mistakes, but he didn't know how to fix it. He would find himself guessing what to do next, unsure whether to push, rotate or fight, while feeling completely lost in the mid game. Now, he knows exactly what to do at every stage of the game, and his results speak for themselves. Silver to Emerald in a month. Shaquille went from Diamond 4 to Challenger. Alex went from Gold to Grandmaster, and they are not alone. They are part of a growing community of over 3,254 players who have taken coaching and transformed their gameplay. But here is the truth. This was not overnight, and it was not effortless. Shaquille spent 2 years grinding to reach Challenger, not by playing more, but by playing smarter. Alex dedicated 26 months refining his skills and climbing to Grandmaster once he started focusing on what actually matters. So no, this is not a one session and you'll climb instantly, promise. If you're looking for that, if you're looking for a shortcut,
this isn't it. But if you're willing to put in the time, willing to put in the effort, apply the right mindset, and focus on the details that actually matter, this is the proof that coaching actually works. You're closer to being a great AD carry than you think. Most players just need to uncover what's actually holding them back. That's it. You could keep grinding, watching random guides, and hoping for progress, but how much time will you waste before realizing something is missing? You could finally find the real mistakes that have been keeping you stuck and start making real progress. You have already put in the effort. Now let's make sure it pays off. Book your coaching session now at bizaz.com.
Okay, so let's see what he's gonna do. He tries to steal it. I mean, there is no way to contest here, realistically speaking, but he's just trying. And I think that I really appreciate about Hans here is the following. So pay attention to him. He established that he knew that this matchup is quite difficult. And he was like, okay, let me just try to walk up and try to throw a Q. I'm not really losing anything because the minions didn't even met. Poppy wants to do something here, but the Drake is down. So this is quite dumb what Poppy wants to do, especially because Zinzao is not in position. They got the Drake, so there is no reason for us to fight, blah, blah, blah. He's hovering Poppy. He's like, okay, Poppy, if you want to go in, flash a play or like make a play, I can be here. But he's like hovering like, hey, I don't want to do anything. He's showing that he doesn't want to do anything and just hovering Poppy from behind. And this is another thing in low elo, like just showing your support the way you want to play. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, I really like this dodging. Yeah, it feels very difficult. So it's like super simple. One, don't get poked. That's the most important thing. And two, once the enemies are on cooldown, you try to get some poke on them, of them. Just because Varus typically is quite good into Ezreal actually. So we can see that he's getting a really good poke here. Yeah, and he's really good at dodging stuff. So I think he's just waiting like level 6 right here. He knows really well his limits. Like I can see how he's using his flash and barrier. He always uses like very last second. There is no way he's gonna kill him here, right? Yeah, really close. But you know what is nice, and it makes me feel good because I know a lot of people in low elo, they're like, bro, you know, what can I do when I have a bad support? It's impossible matchup. But we're literally seeing on the screen that Poppy is like, she can't do anything. Like his enemies are just playing it well. They have so much range and Poppy can't do anything. And Varus is making the difference. Hans is making the difference. How? Well, he just minimized the poke. He dodges the abilities of Ezreal / Seraphim. He's always good at like throwing his abilities on the Ezreal, and he matches it. I forgot to tell you, when he has Comet and the mana flow bend. That's like also important. And he's not free taking any unnecessary poke for no reason. And he's while he's doing that, his positioning also shows Poppy that they shouldn't really be fighting. But if Poppy is looking for a fight, he's hovering. So I like this kind of very adaptable playstyle. Very like, you know, he understands the matchup, he understands his champion, and he just knows how to, okay, this is Fog of War, and now he can see it. Okay, Viego is here. But yeah, all of the time he was Fog of War, we can see here. Let's pay attention to this. Okay, so Hans right here, as I told you guys, he's Fog of War, so he's channeling his Q in a bit, and right here, when he's about to channel his Q, he is in Fog of War. So this is what he tried to do. Unfortunately, he got a little bit into the vision of the tower right here. But yeah, also when you play Lethality Varus, it's quite important to play around Fog of War. So what did we learn about Hans Sama? I mean, when you have a bad matchup... Oh, let's see what is gonna happen here. So he does follow. He does have ult, but he can't just... Ooh, that is good by Ezreal actually. Yeah, they go a bit deep, and he can't really follow here. Yeah. Okay. You know what I'm seeing here is like, this is a bad call from the team, right? They are going too deep. I mean, Hans, I think he shouldn't really follow. But obviously, if two people are just diving and they're going like this, right? Hans is like, hey, I kind of have to follow. I can't just immediately go in. There is no way out because there is TP behind me. So I have to commit. And this is the thing that I like it. Even when he has a weak support, even when teammates are doing the wrong thing, he's taking something. Like he's like, the worst he can trade is 1-for-1, right? And I feel like, again, in low elo, a lot of people are like, oh bro, I'm losing the lane, you know, what can I do with the bad support? And so my advice is, don't expect that you're gonna win, you know, in a lane where you have a bard and he's roaming all around, or you have like a support that is maybe fill. But just try to play from even. Try to go for even trade. Try to go for even stuff in the laney phase. Don't, if you're like even, and let's say you have a really bad matchup, or you have a like a field support, and you're just even with the enemy AD carry, it's better than just being behind, right? because most like your top and jungle and mid, if you have a feel, typically on support, then you probably the enemy have a feel on mid lane, no? You just have to play slow. Yeah, and then Poppy's gonna die again here. Yeah, it's really hard to play because Viego is like perma bot lane. I mean, I don't condemn him because if I'm Viego, I will never gank Warwick. I don't think they can really get anything top lane. And it's super hard for Hans to play. But pay attention to his score right now. Just pause for a second. Like, he has 73 farm against 82 farm. He has a weaker support. He's getting camped. And you guys saw how deep the teammates are going. So in a case like this, you can very easily be 0-2 or 0-3. So why is he 2-2 right now? Because he understood how far he can go for this play. He understood that he should hover, but he shouldn't completely commit to them. And he just had really good champion understanding. And obviously the matchup understanding too. Okay, so let's see why he's following right here. So he takes the wave and he follows right away. Obviously hovering is really good because he has ulti in 15 seconds. The next wave is pretty far right now, so he is just following the fight. This is just a normal thing. Following the fight is more important than the farm if the fight is reliable, close to him, and you can influence it reliably, which with his ultimate coming in 10 seconds, he can do it. So let's see what he's gonna do. Okay, that's really good. Okay, what I really like about this combo is that he auto-attacks. Pay attention to his combo on Hans here. So he auto-attacked the Sylas, he E'd, and right before the E procs, he auto-attacked again so he can get another stack of the pass. I know that if you're a Varus, man, this is just a basic thing. I know, but just pretty cool to know. Just Hans kiting. He gets a double. So I feel like he was waiting this moment for a long time. And this is what, when I play on my Smurfs, like when I play in Diamond 2, Diamond 1, on AD carry, I know it might not be the lowest elo ever, but I think it's the same story where I'm just waiting for a gank. Let's say something is happening on bot lane and I can't redo anything and we are like behind, but I'm keeping up in farm and I'm not dying, and there will be a case where my teammates will help me, and there will be a case where they are ganking me. Okay, it might be a 12 minutes, it might be a 15 minutes, it might be a 8 minutes, we don't know. But there will be one case where I can get a kill and I can make the difference. And in bad matchups, with weak support, with field support, that's what I'm waiting. I'm waiting for a mistake, I'm waiting for a gank, but I can make the difference because I'm better AD carry. And of course, in these challenger games, it's hard because both AD carries are exceptional and they're really good and they have a lot of games. They know their limits, so it's harder. But in low elo, if you have these concepts, it's quite easy. So Hans right now is 4-2. He's no longer actually behind. He's actually slightly ahead. Just because he actually knew how to utilize his champion, honestly. Ooh, nice flash. Good ult. Let's see the Q charged. Here's E as well. Is that maxing E second, which on Lethality Varus is the basic thing. Kite's on the left, and that's a bit GG. That's a bit GG. I do recommend you Varus. Like, he's such a good champion to play in low elo. I feel like he's not easy, but I think it's like not like it's easy enough for people to understand him quite well, right? And here, why is he going lethality? I mean, on hit is fine. I feel like a lot of people prefer on hit, but I think lethality is just really good if you play against compositions with a lot of range or you don't really have reliable engage, right? So here he has Poppy against Ezreal, Seraphim, that is not reliable. Ahri Charm is not reliable. Xin Zhao, Warwick, Ornn ulti is reliable, so you can see what I mean by reliable. Malphite ulti is reliable. And against Ezreal, Seraphim, and even Nafari, even Viego, you're never going to auto-attack him like 50 times the Viego because he's typically coming for resets. Now, Hansama is looking at the death timers, he's seeing the tower, and he knows he can attack the tower based on the death timers. Looking at the death timers is very important because I see a lot of players recalling when they have death timers. So now, we see Seraphim recall, so she's there. And right now, Ezreal recall, so he's there. So Seraphim is most likely here, Ezreal is most likely here. So the only problem would be the jungle that respawn, but I mean, he has to be a bit crazy to go all the way bot lane, and the Hans has pretty decent vision. So he should take the tower, take the wave, and then recall. Let's see what it does. That's how you decide if you should take the wave and the tower, right? Because I see a lot of people, they don't know when they should go for plays, or when they should go for tower, or when they should go for tower and plays, or when they should ignore plays. And there will be people on the internet that will tell you don't interact, don't touch the tower, and this is just bullshit and stupid. You just have to understand the game, the fundamental level, look at the dead timers, look where is the jungle, assess the risk, and see. Like now it's very simple. Ezreal, he couldn't re-follow, right? He was just there, and if he was going bot lane, he was there. He couldn't re-contest the tower, and the reason why he pushes the wave is because by the time that he starts to push the wave, Ezreal was like he was there, so he has lots of time to push the wave, and he's not gonna die for it, and he's not gonna get stopped off the recall. So he pushes this wave, and in my opinion, the position of the recall right now, I see Kalist, which probably you guys know Kalist, and Hans too. So the positioning of the recall should depend on where the enemies are. So even if he doesn't see Ezreal and Seraphim, he should know that they are pretty advanced here or here. So if this is not Sylas or Naferi, or it can be anyone, okay, we have vision on Ezreal and Seraphim, but if we didn't, we should assume that they're around here. So sometimes if you actually track the dead timers and the enemies are here or here and you have good vision, like now he has decent vision, he can recall here or here or here. Like he can recall right away, especially because the enemy vision is limited due to the fact that he got the tower. But Hans should recall here, 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 or ideally I think he will go here, just because he knows the Sylas is quite close here. And again, if it wasn't Sylas, it was Ezreal, and he knows that high-low players, they'll take this wave in a second and try to stop recall from here or here. So if he's recalling here, I think he's just autopilot. I think he should not recall in place. Okay, he sees Sylas. I don't think he's... Okay, so when you're seeing a Sylas, challenger players, they always do the same thing. They move their camera and they see the body language of the guy. Now we see the Sylas is a human, so he actually is thinking that Hans is low tempo now. He's not able to really do anything. He needs the recall. He has lots of gold. So I think Hans is maybe even going to go behind the tower here if Sylas is still gonna... Okay, so we see bad language of Sylas going up here, and he just take this position is really good for the recall because if you stay here, Sylas needs to be like here to see him, right? So this is why Hans just recall. Do you guys see this? Even if Sylas is here, he doesn't see you when you recall there, right? So this kind of like you. That's why I recommend you to watch my videos, because my videos will tell you why the pro players are doing what they're doing. I mean, you're just gonna see him taking the tower and taking the wave. Yeah, but based on what did he make this decision? Why does he go mid lane right here? It's simple. Because he just took the tower and he should be mid lane. And Ari should be going bot. Okay, coach, but what should he do if Ari is mid? Okay, if Ari is mid lane and he sees Sylas is pushing this wave, he should obviously go to bot to react, push one more. And after he pushes one more, he should go to mid, right? Okay, but what do I do if my mid lane doesn't want to move? Okay, if your mid lane doesn't want to move, it's very simple. You push the bot wave, right? You just push the bot wave. Sylas is going to respond. You go towards mid lane. You tell your mid lane, bro, Sylas is pushing, but it's a while until he's going to push into tower. Please go bot lane. And obviously, if he goes bot lane, you're happy. You just stay mid. But if he doesn't, then you wait Sylas to be like there. And when you see he's pushing the last wave on bot lane, you already pat bot back. Then you do the same thing. You push the second tower. Don't be too greedy. Then you go back to mid lane, share some XP, and there will be one moment where you have to make a decision. Hey, do I go to bot lane to catch that wave and save the tower? Or do I just go into this huge fight that is close to me and I can make the difference and maybe we can break mid tower and to trade bot? So you basically push bot lane and rotate mid and stay there, and then you can always consider to go back to bot unless you have some fight on top lane. This is why you should get coaching by me, because I will teach you exactly what works for you. I'll not show you, hey bro, you're like, yeah, I can show you my account, I'm Grandmaster, AOS, blah, blah, blah. Like, but do I know what works in low elo? Have I played in gold? Have I played in emerald? Yeah, I did, right? And I can show you what works for you. And this is why you should book coaching, because I will show you exactly your mistakes and I'll explain to you how to fix your mistakes and how to identify your mistakes. If you really want to get better, if you want to climb, book the coaching session. It is absolutely amazing, and there is absolutely no way that you don't improve after the coaching session. Okay, and now he just goes to mid lane. It is quite easy. He's just going to stay mid. I think it's quite, I wouldn't say it's GG, but it's really hard, and now he stays mid. I don't think he should recall here because he has lots of range, so he can just hover from behind. So yeah, how do we play with the weak support? We play like Hans. We play it slow, we don't lose HP, we wait for a gank, and we try to play from even. On the bad calls, we try to follow, we try to hover. We don't try to put ourselves in danger, but we try to hover the teammates even if we don't agree with the calls. Beautiful. Let me know, guys, next video, who else would you like me to watch? Who else would you like me to see? Now, obviously, he's going to stay mid. He's going to maintain prio. We have huge prio top lane anyways. Pushes this wave, goes for the Drake. So, typically in the mid game, it's your jungle is gonna determine your play, so he should be on the Drake, he should be staying and hitting. Hans is very strong. He knows that he's just unbelievably strong right now, so he can just stay mid and pressure. Their engage is almost inexistent. There is only Seraphim ulti. Other than that, maybe Viego flank or something, but that's why he's so confident. But typically in the mid game, you should stay with your team like he does right now. Again, jungle determines your play. The jungle is bot lane playing for bot tower, and he stays bot tower as well. And Varus is so powerful in situations like this because he just has lots of range. And yeah, maybe like NFF vote is gonna come because I think so. Now, if we just press tab for a second, right? We see the Hans is 9-2. We see he's so ahead. We see enemy team is so tilted. But it started so bad. It started like he was like Hans was like behind in the farm. He couldn't play the game. You know, the poor Poppy couldn't really do anything. But he kept alive and he just kept playing from even. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next time.
$5. If you have problems improving and getting better in the game faster but cannot afford booking coaching, on my Patreon you can access more than 627 VOD reviews, premium videos about how to wave management, mid-game macro, and tier lists that will show you the best champions to climb and to improve for your elo. And these are not on YouTube, this is only on Patreon, they're exclusive. Moreover, you can participate in the free coaching waiting list to get a premium VOD review. I'm giving away 2 free VOD reviews every single week. All what you need to do is simple 2-step process. Subscribe to my Patreon and share your OPGG, and voila, you are on the waiting list. You're gonna get a personalized VOD review for any game in your match history. For just $5, you get not only the free VOD review, but a whole bunch of exclusive benefits that will supercharge your gaming experience. It's a small investment for a big return. And it's just $5, it's no brainer, right? But here is the deal, you've got to act quickly. The waiting list is already filling up fast. 55 people already subscribed to the Patreon, and there are 6 people that they are on board, they are on the waiting list. And more are joining every moment. Now, do you want to secure your spot for a free VOD review? Go ahead on my Patreon and reserve it right now.